in fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up by, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the DFS bachelor good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. DFS sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. DFS bachelor, he the new leader. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of DFS Bachelor, and it's way too late on a Saturday night after fights and golfing and nonsense in the NBA. But regardless, we're going to go over our Fanduel and Draftkings NBA slate for Sunday, August 9th. It's a 7-game slate on Draftkings, of course, and a 6-game slate on Fanduel, because why not fucking make it as difficult as possible? So the early game, which is Oklahoma City and Washington, is not on Fanduel. It's a single game only on Fanduel, but it's available on DraftKings, which of course is the direct opposite of what they've been doing. So there you go. First things first, thank you all so much for all your support, the kind words. I appreciate all that. Hitting the like button, that helps the channel more than you know, so thank you so much for that. I hope that you all continue to do so. I appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Get access to all of our content. NBA, WNBA, NFL is coming up. I'll be over at Sportsbook Review doing a beautifully produced show with my guy Donnie Seymour. You can find him at RightSideVP on Twitter. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about all of that. Also, if you like the channel, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment in the comment section. You qualify for our weekly $25 PayPal giveaway. I'll announce that winner for Monday's NBA video. So, again, we're near the end of this seeding game, and I mean, today was a mixed bag. I actually profited money. I know a few people commented, oh, you need to eat crow because you said not to play Luka or blah, blah, blah. Listen, these are teams that have nothing to play for. So if the logic doesn't make sense to you, like, go piss off somewhere. I don't really care. I'm going to use what I know. There is a lot of unknowns right now. There's no reason to battle for seeding unless you're avoiding a team or trying to play a team in the first round. There's no home court advantage. So I think it was stupid of the Lakers, my favorite team, to play LeBron and AD over 30 minutes tonight. Luka Doncic should not have played as many minutes as he did tonight, in my opinion, because you'd rather be healthy for the postseason than get hurt trying to have a tune-up game 4 days before the playoffs start when your seed is basically locked in. So that's how I'm going to approach this. Again, I'm not going to apologize for repeatedly telling everyone I'm playing light in these contests because there's a ton of unknowns. So if I get something wrong, yeah, fuck, of course I'm going to get something wrong. But I don't feel fucking stupid for my logic, so you can fuck off with all that nonsense. And honestly, it's just how it's going to be. This is going to be a very big unknown until the postseason starts. So I wouldn't play a ton of money. Honestly, the advantage is for the people playing mass multi-lineup entries because they'll have exposure to everything, and if one little thing goes the way it shouldn't, they're the ones who are going to benefit. This is not a single entry type week until Wednesday, until after the playoffs start. I think it's all very risky. We don't know how many minutes the starters are going to play. And that's how I'm going to approach things. I'm going to put very little money into it. I'm going to go play golf, hang out with my family, and enjoy my time. And that's just me being honest with you. If you like it, hit the subscribe button. If you hate it, fucking unsubscribe. I don't really give a shit. That's the bottom line. That's how these things are. And if anyone says they have some like magical recipe for all this, they're full of shit. They're full of shit. So that's really the only reason I'm doing this video, is to let you guys know, be careful with your money during this week leading up to the playoffs, because there is a ton of unknowns. I've played DFS for 8 years. I've been playing fantasy sports since I was fucking 9 years old, for over 30 years. So, maybe you know more than I do. Congratulations. Hit me up if you do, but I'm certainly not going to apologize or eat crow or hear the bullshit. I'll just tell you to fuck off. I mean, that's how that's going to roll. Also, if you want access to my player pool, all the research, like I have player pool set for Major League Baseball, NHL, of course, for NFL, I'll have write-ups for the best wide receiver cornerback matchups, the whole 9 yards there. My NBA player pool, all the research, batter versus pitcher, usage in NBA, history versus opponent, percentage of the time they hit value at that price. That's all here on Draft Dashboard. You can get access to all that research, plus my player pool. Use it in the mass lineup generator. Generate 100 lineups using my player pool. Compare my player pool to your own. The late swap optimizer. If a player gets scratched late, you can swap them in, uploading the lineups from Fanduel and Draftkings into Draft Dashboard. Re-uploading using my up-to-date player pool, etc. You can click that link in the video description below and try it for 30 days for $1. So I'm on the DraftKings page this time. You'll see it's a little bit different. So I'm going to go guards, forwards, and centers. I'm not a big fan of like the cross-positional player thing. I kind of like the idea on FanDuel of you play a position, you're played at that position in fantasy, and that's how it works. That's more old school for me. But since there's the extra game on DraftKings, we'll cover it over here. Again, my player pool will expand or decrease based on news throughout the day and the night. So that's why it's important to check that timestamp. When you use my link, you'll see my blue box. You have to use my link to sign up. I keep getting asked that, and I've been giving some people the player pool, but I'm not going to continue going out of my way all the time. Like, use the link if you want the player pool. If you didn't use the link, then, I don't know what to fucking tell you. So, at guard, James Harden's at the top. He's 11-3 on DraftKings, 9-8 or 10-8 on FanDuel. What does Houston have to play for? I guess if they want to hold on to the 4 seed. They're not catching Denver. That's not going to happen. It could. But again, it takes a mathematical, miracle. The Eastern Conference is set. I mean, I guess Orlando and Brooklyn are battling for the 7 or 8 seed. I don't really see what these teams in the West are playing for besides Memphis down. From Memphis all the way down to Sacramento, they're all eligible to be the 9 seed and be within 4 games of the 8 seed, which means you cause a playoff. The 9 seed has to win twice. The 8 seed has to win once. And that's basically the scenario. But Sacramento, New Orleans, San Antonio, Phoenix, Portland, and Memphis all have something to play for. The rest of the teams in the league just simply don't. So, listen, I'm not fucking Frank Vogel. I'm not Mike Budenholzer. I'm not the coaches of these teams. So I don't know why they would play their most important players 35 minutes in a game that means nothing other than to tune them up and get them ready. But my logic, my brain, knowing sports, I'm not going to play that way. That's why I'm going to, after seeing today, it's like, God, these coaches are fucking idiots. So, in terms of, for us in fantasy, and I love the one whiner, like, oh, don't be mean to people. Yeah, fuck you too. You're a giant wuss. Just get the fuck out of here. Just unsubscribe and leave the channel for good. Please do that. Damian Lillard, it's a back-to-back for Portland, but Portland needs to win. So I think he's overpriced. I probably won't play him against Philly, but he certainly has the upside. Jrue Holiday, New Orleans needs the win. The Spurs are 23rd against point guards, shooting guards. I do like Jrue Holiday. Kyle Lowry, I don't trust Toronto at all. They have absolutely nothing to play for. They are locked into that 2 seed. John Morant, Memphis has shit to play for. I love his price on FanDuel at 7-4. 8-6 on DraftKings, a ridiculous price. You can see at that price on FanDuel this year, he'd hit value 42% of the time. On DraftKings, only 30% of the time. You can find that here on Draft Dashboard. That hit percentage is very nice. Chris Paul against Washington. I guess, I'm looking at the standings right now. So Oklahoma City, maybe they want to avoid the 6th seed and playing Denver. I guess. I mean, would you put a huge discrepancy between Denver and Oklahoma City? Denver certainly has the talent. But no, it could be his last warm-up game, so they might throw him out for the minutes. So I'll have some exposure. I think he's way too expensive on both sides. I like CJ McCollum against Philly. I'm not going to get into great detail. Again, I've already told you, I think all of this shit is risky. I just don't know what these players are going to do. Nobody does except for these head coaches. And they're doing dumb shit. So, I don't know what to say. De'Aaron Fox. They just played today. Okay. Or yesterday. Sacramento's in it, so I like De'Aaron Fox. He's hit value 100% of the time at that price on FanDuel, which I think is pretty funny. 62% of the time, or 100% of the time, that price on... That can't be right. That can't be right. I think that's a misprint. I'm going to research that before I say it on video. Fred VanVleet, sure. SGA is so up and down. He's fucking pissing me off. But against Washington, who's 23rd against point guards, or shooting guards, rather, I could go there. Lonzo Ball against the Spurs. New Orleans needs the win. They're playing San Antonio, who struggles against guards. A 50, a 38, and a 38 in his last 3 against the Spurs. I could certainly go there. Derek White is 6-1 on DraftKings, 7K on Fanduel. Look, I know he's been playing well. That's cool. There is no scenario where I'm paying 7K for Derek White. New Orleans is it's a paced up game. They play at a fast pace. They are allowing the 3rd most fantasy points in the league to opposing point guards. For me, not going to happen. But Kemba. So they're going to increase his minutes limit to 30 minutes. Did they just play today? I got to remember everyone who played today. Like it's the same teams fucking over and over again. They did not play today. So maybe again Boston's locked in. So I don't know why they would risk it with a guy coming back from injury. But again, my name is not Brad Stevens. I'm not the coach of the Celtics, so they might do something stupid like that. Dejounte Murray, no. It's a bunch of bad prices. I like the price for Reggie Jackson at 3.8. Now it's going to be a back-to-back for the Clippers. He played well today, so they could very well rest him tomorrow. Doc Rivers doesn't give a shit about your fantasy lineup. Doc Rivers is all over the fucking place. And I know some people were whining because I made fun of Doc Rivers for playing his son in professional basketball. And they were like, oh, if my son's on my team, I'll play him too. Yeah, have fun raising a pussy, because that's what you're doing. If you're not making your son earn what happens, I'm a single dad of a 15-year-old son, a fantastic son, by the way. But I found it pretty sad that I was getting bullshit on my comment section, and because I said, no, if you're a professional, you play the right player, not because it's your baby boy. You make him earn it. Time to grow up. And for that person that left that comment, Jesus Christ, I'm sure you sound like a great person, and I'm sure you're a fine father, but God, you're raising a pussy. I hope you know that. Like, grow up. Good Lord. Shake Milton is too expensive. I like the price on FanDuel at 4.7. I could go there. Tyler Johnson will start for Brooklyn. There's no way I'd pay the 5.4 on DraftKings, but I will pay the 4K on FanDuel. Bogdanovich has been red hot the last couple of games, a 50 and a 38, playing 37 and 34 minutes. But again, and we know this about Luke Walton, by the way. He's not good with rotations at all. He was horrible with the Lakers. If you remember back to those Jordan Clarkson, Lonzo Ball years, just fucking horrible with rotations. Like Luke Walton, I've actually had dinner with his dad, Bill. I've met him a couple of times. Smart people, fucking bad coaches. Let's just put it that way. Lou Wills, they're keeping him around that 20-minute mark. They could increase his minutes a little bit. I don't mind the 4.8 price on FanDuel, probably not the 5.3 on DraftKings. Ish Smith started today, put up a fucking, he had a huge, or yesterday had a 50. Okay, if you think Ish Smith's going to keep having 50s, I've got some magic beans to sell you. Gary Trent Jr. for Portland, he's going to continue to play a ton of minutes, and these games are important for Portland. He's 5K at 4.7, I could go there. Josh Richardson's a fucking window licker, but he's playing 35 minutes a night. Window licker in terms of fantasy, if you're that sensitive guy watching and need me to, excuse me, I had to burp that out. Heartburn. Heartburn's bad when you're pushing 40. Look, he's going to play a ton of minutes. Minutes equals opportunity, a 31, a 33, and a 28 in his last 3 against Portland. Buddy Hield, Jerome Robinson, I could go there. Chris Chiozza is a terrible player, but I guess for tournaments. DJ Augustine is going to continue to see more minutes. He and Markelle Fultz, as long as Michael Carter-Williams is out. Grayson Allen's mediocre, okay. Lonnie Walker has some upside. Alec Burks for tournaments, I like that. 4-2 and 3-8. Portland allows the 3rd most fantasy points in the league to opposing point guards, shooting guards on DraftKings. There's a lot of garbage that's just playing in terms of fantasy, like Brad Wanamaker, Corey Joseph, Ben McLemore, DeAnthony Melton, Lou Gentz, Dort. I mean, all these guys suck. Landry Shamet, Hamidou Diallo, like Austin Rivers. Come on. Be careful with your money tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into too much more detail because it's just silly. Let's go to forwards. I need to smoke. That's like usually NBA doesn't make me need to smoke. It's usually WNBA. Right now it's the NBA. It's bad. I thought this play-in thing would be cool, and it has been. But really it's left bad information. I don't know. The quality of play has been okay. It's been a little sloppy, a lot of turnovers. I do wish that teams would be like, listen, we're going to play our guys tonight. Instead, it's just kind of all this like mystery bullshit. And okay, yeah, it's getting you so far because you get home. Fuck off. So, Clippers, Kawhi Leonard. So they'll be playing on a back-to-back. Kawhi rested today. I think tomorrow will be his final dress rehearsal, so I do like his price at 9.3 and 8.4. You got Nurkic on a back-to-back. Hassan Whiteside's already been ruled out, so he and Zach Collins, I think, are good plays. Excuse me one second. Tobias Harris, assuming Philly's going to keep playing, which I guess they are. I guess they're really desperate to get that 5 seed, which I can actually see. Miami's injured. You'd much rather play Miami in the first round than Boston. So I think Tobias Harris, now he's way too expensive. He's 8.7 on DraftKings. That's so stupid. 7.5 on Fanduel. Yeah, whatever. Brandon Ingram, 8.5 on Fanduel, 7.4, or 8.5 on DraftKings, 7.4 on Fanduel. The Spurs allow the 6th most fantasy points in the league to opposing small forwards. Again, New Orleans needs to win. I like Brandon Ingram. Paul George played 35 minutes today. Do I expect him to rest tomorrow? Probably, so I can't trust that. Why would you play Paul George 30-plus minutes on back-to-back nights when you're basically locked into the 2 seed? Worst thing that can happen is you drop down to the 3 seed. And again, Denver's going to have to win the rest of their games, and the Clippers will have to lose. There's only a couple of games left for all these teams. So, again, the playoffs start on Wednesday. So, I think there's just a ton of unknowns. Again, I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to fucking eat crow for that. You can go eat crow yourself. That's just so stupid. DeMar DeRozan. The Spurs need to win. It's a paced-up game against New Orleans. Can you ever trust DeMar DeRozan? No. Is he mentally weak in big games? Yes. We've seen that multiple times. In his last 4 against New Orleans, does he have anything over a 37? No. Zion, I still don't think gets enough minutes to justify that price. Maybe the 6.8 on FanDuel. Jason Tatum, I don't trust any Celtics. Tomorrow, Al Horford's will probably continue to start. Started the last game, played 30 minutes, put up a 30-70, 6'5", and 6'2". Portland allows the most points in the league to opposing power forwards. No Hassan Whiteside, a back-to-back for Portland. I do think Al Horford's a decent play. Robert Covington plays well against the Clippers. Last 3, 35, 34, 37. He's 6'4 on DraftKings, 6'2 on FanDuel. I think he still gets the minutes. Now, when I'm looking at Houston's playoff thing, I just don't see the need to go balls out. But again, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We've seen things that I've been wrong about in terms just of how these teams are going to approach these games. It's hard to get info. There's only so many people in the bubble, so it is what it is. Covington, someone I could go to. Gallinari, no thanks. Troy Brown, too expensive, but he does have some. I mean, look, his last 4, 51, 30, 31, and 47. Troy Brown's been going off. Oklahoma City, number 1 against opposing small forwards. Think he's overpriced. I'll pass. I like Rui Hachimura at 5'8", 6'3". That's where the advantage is going to be. Steven Adams is out for Oklahoma City tomorrow, so you're going to see more Nerlens Noel, etc. Should make it an easier matchup for Rui Hachimura. I could go there at 5'8" and 6'3". Rudy Gay off the bench. Ugh. I guess. I mean, he needs to play well, and he has been. 29, 42, and 34 the last 3 games in 24, 26, and 21 minutes. The thing is, and it's a paced-up game against a New Orleans team that allows the 3rd most points in the league to opposing small forwards. It's a paced-up game. He's got a 46, a 34, and a 2 in his last 3 against New Orleans. If he's not making a shot and getting involved early when he comes in off the bench, he's not hitting value at that price. Sorry. Carmelo at 4.9 on FanDuel. I could do that. Probably not the 5.4 on DraftKings. Again, Philly's injured, a little short-handed. He's got some upside, but it's Carmelo. He's fucking Carmelo. He peaked in college, and which a lot of us did. I'm not bashing him for that. I mean, I peaked in college too. Probably peaked in high school. Shit, I don't know. But that's that. Some value guys. Daniel House, 5-1 DraftKings, 4-5 FanDuel. Gary Trent, we talked about him in guards. I could certainly go there. Brandon Clark, I told you guys a couple days ago when Jaren Jackson went out. Brandon Clark's role is not going to change. No, he even entered the starting lineup, but guess what he did? He played 27 minutes instead of 23. That's what you're going to get out of Brandon Clark. They're not going to play him more than 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's not going to happen. The FanDuel price, or the DraftKings price at 4.9 I could get to. The FanDuel price is stupid. No thank you. Bielitsa, Sacramento, again, we don't know what they're going to do. Buddy Hield. Oh, that was another one. I love that. Even people who have watched my show for a long time. That day I called fucking, who was it? Tyler Hero, Jerome Robinson. I mean, it was some low-owned value player that got 35 or 40. And the only message I get is like, oh, you misspoke about Buddy Hield. He didn't play 30 minutes today. He did it yesterday. It's like, fuck you. Okay, cool. You want to tell me what else I did wrong? Did I overcook the hamburger? Is my bacon too crispy? Like, get the fuck out of here. Good Lord. I'm going to start banning people. As soon as I get that shit, they're just going to be banned from whatever I do. Just had enough. Harrison Barnes, 4.7 and 4.4, I guess. Marcus Morris played well today. Will they start their starters tomorrow? Marcus Morris is one of those guys who can play through things, so I don't mind his price on FanDuel at 4.3, 4.7 on DraftKings. Jerome Robinson, I'm going to continue to go to that well. He's low owned. He's 4K on DraftKings. I could go there. Kyle Anderson's going to see all the minutes he can handle for Memphis. He's 4.5 and 4.6. Zach Collins is 4.4 on DraftKings. One of the better DraftKings plays tomorrow, again, without Hassan Whiteside. 4.4 on DraftKings, 5.1 on FanDuel, not so much. James Ennis, I suppose. He's playing 30-plus minutes. Again, James Ennis has some upside. He's not terrible, and he's scored over 20 his last 3 games. Rodion's Kurucs, never. Keldon Johnson for the Spurs. I could see that in a paced-up game against New Orleans. Ben McLemore is all of a sudden getting a ton of minutes. I don't know how. I don't mind Ben McLemore because, number one, this game is not that important for Houston. Number two, he's going to continue to see minutes whether it's important or not. He'll play 20 to 30 minutes. He played 30 minutes the last game, put up a 33. A revenge game against his former team in Sacramento. They're 25th against shooting guards. I can go Ben McLemore. Lugens Dort. I mean, go ahead. I keep hearing, don't underestimate Dort. Okay, well, let me know when he's scored over 30 because it hasn't happened. So not playing Lugens Dort has never cost me money, and it never will. That's it. Let's go look at a couple of centers and let's get the hell out of here. Because I'm just getting tilted thinking about this stupid shit people were saying to me today. That's why you guys watch the show, right? We're going to keep it real around here. I mean, it's very easy. Subscribe if you don't. Unsubscribe if you, it's just how it is. Embiid, too expensive. Now, I don't mind the matchup against Portland. I don't know why he played 37 minutes in the last game. Like, they already lost Ben Simmons. Are you trying just to not be a sleeper team in the playoffs? You're trying to ruin my 28-1 odds that I had before the restart. Team that was 34-2 or something at home and then 10-24 on the road. You'd think this would help them, but they just can't seem to get their shit together. They're poorly coached. They're all immature on that Philadelphia team. I'll pass on Embiid. Nurk, it's still a back-to-back. It's a tough matchup against Embiid, but I think Embiid's a mental midget, and I think Nurk can do his thing. I don't like the price. I think he's overpriced, but I'll give him a shot in tournaments. Vucevic, only if Orlando continues to give a shit, and I don't know why they would. I guess they're trying to avoid Milwaukee. And right now, it's shocking. Brooklyn is outplaying Orlando in the restart and is the 7th seed in the restart. So that's the battle there. Washington's already been eliminated. So Brooklyn and Orlando are already in the playoffs. The question is who's going to be the 7th seed, who's going to be the 8th seed. Boston 5th against center, so it's pretty iffy for me there. Look, Thomas Bryant's been a beacon of consistency. No Steven Adams tomorrow. He's 7-4 and 7-7. It's expensive, but I guess I could go there. It's hard for me to trust Valanciunas in back-to-backs, but again, he only played, 20-some minutes, and he's still putting up 40s and high 30s. He's 7-2 and 7-6. Toronto's number 1 in the league against opposing centers. It looks like Serge Ibaka is going to play despite that eye laceration in the last game. Daniel Tice, no. Serge Ibaka, we just talked about him. Zubats, too expensive. Listen, I like Zubats. In the last 3 games, he's been very, very good, very efficient. He's played 24 minutes in each of the last 3 games and scored a 27, a 35, and a 45. And as you all know, I love centers versus Brooklyn. Centers versus Brooklyn all day long. I just talked myself into it. I like Zubats. It's more than we're used to paying, but he's got that 45-point upside, so we can go there. Jacob Portal, I worry that New Orleans will run him out of the gym. Derek Favors is fucking lazy on the court. PJ Tucker, 4-2 on DraftKings, 3-8 on Fanduel. All the minutes will be there for him no matter what, so I could certainly go there. A 37 and a 30 his last two against Sacramento. Some value guys. Jeff Green. He's seeing plenty of minutes off the bench. He's 4K and 4-3. I could go there. Nerlens Noel is going to be very popular, especially with Steven Adams out. He's 3-9 on DraftKings, which is going to be way higher owned on DraftKings. 4-7 on FanDuel. Excuse me. Man, my heartburn is bad tonight. That's about it for me. Yeah, I have no interest in anything else. Again, my player pool will expand throughout the day. If you want access to all the research, my player pool for all the major sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, football. Use it in the lineup optimizer. Check out the cheat sheets, etc. Click that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard right now for 30 days for $1. When you do, how you find my player pool, if you use my link, you click that Watch Players tab down here. That's the players that you're watching in your player pool. And you'll see a blue box at the top that says Watch DFS Bachelor's Picks. Again, I'm going to answer this question one more time. You get this box when you use my link. If you didn't use my link, you won't see the box. There you go. I try to give it to as many people that ask, but I'm not going to go out of my way like every 5 minutes to answer the fucking question. So there we go. Then you click that box. It'll highlight my player pool. You can use it in the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator, the late swap optimizer, etc. Again, click that link. Try it for 30 days for $1. Don't forget to like the video. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment in the comment section. You qualify for our weekly $25 PayPal giveaway. May the fantasy gods be with you all tomorrow. Good luck. We'll see you Monday or Sunday night, tomorrow night, for our NBA video for Monday. Probably no WNBA tonight. I just don't care enough tonight to deal with that. And no WNBA Monday, so we'll have a WNBA video Monday night. Thank you all again so much. Goodbye, folks.